Cancer rising, Cancer sun, Cancer moon. Let's talk 2026 astrology. This is the preview. This is the taster. If you want your full video, I'll leave all the information in the show notes for you to do that. These videos won't be released to the general public. They are exclusively just for you to purchase and download. They're on pre-sale now till the end of the month, and then they'll go up to full price in December before they're sent out to you. So you can either buy your rising sign or your big three, your rising, your sun and your moon sign and your big three bundle, or if you want to buy all 12 signs and share them around to your friends and family, you can do that too. So let's get into 2026 for my beautiful Cancer risings. Oh my god, 2026, the number one year, the year one, the starting over again, starting fresh, making plans, doing the thing, forward momentum, starting something new, passion projects, forward, go, 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 green light energy. 2025 was the year of ending, letting go, finishing up, rounding off, falling away, cutting ties. This year is all about forward momentum, going after our dreams, goals, and desires with full support of the universe, because we have every single planet taking up residency in its new sign in permanence, because we had a taster of planets dipping in and then retrograding back out again, but now they are fully committing to their new avatars in their new homes. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. And so for you, I think I'm going to talk about Pluto first, right? Pluto will be transiting your eighth house. This transit will already be taking effect as we hit the ground running from January. This is a huge AF transit spanning decades for you, taking up home in the house which is known as the house of shared resources, intimacy, sex, passion, marriage, shared resources with your partner's money if you have one. This is banks, loans, debts, consolidation. This is money from inheritance, right? Death, rebirth, and transformation. This is a huge house. Pluto actually does really well here because Pluto governs this area of the birth chart anyway. This is a Scorpio ruled home. And so Pluto asking you to transform, change, evolve. Like I say, in my tarot readings, Pluto, if I could describe it as a tarot card, would be a mix between the tarot and the star, because we have the falling away of the old structures which are no longer serving you. And so this will be in the realms of how you do money, how you receive money, your partner's money, shared resources. So this could be like you restructuring, refinancing, letting go of a source of income. So it could be like money from clients, from banks, loans, mortgages, right? So you may remortgage, change the mortgage. You may buy a home. All right. You may change the way in which you and your partner share your resources and pull together. Right. It could be that you didn't have a joint bank account before and now you do, or maybe you had a joint bank account now you don't have that. You have separate incomes. However, the money is flowing between the two of you. This is going to change. This will have some disruption when it comes to resources from your partner, because partner's money will be affected by this as well, because the eighth house actually is more to do with your partner's money than your money. The money from the eighth house is given to you from other people, so it could be given to you from a inheritance. This is a long transit. This could come through an inheritance. This could come through money that is given to you from a bank, a institution of that kind, a pension, for example. This could be different mortgage payments. This could be from clientele. Okay. This is also about intimacy. This could be how you are intimate with another person. This could be through physical intimacy or the intellectual, spiritual intimacy too. Ultimately, it's about connection with another person or other people. All right. And how you do that? Pluto's asking you to tear down the walls of that so you can actually invite people in. So this could be to do with romantic love stories. This could be to do with, do I feel safe to allow another person into my life? Because the eighth house is about doing things together with other people. All right. This is also the house of sex too. This could be huge transformation around sex, sexual partners, intimacy, how you are intimate, how you are sexual, how you are collecting, collaborating, and laying with your sexual partners too. Okay. not only will you have Pluto here, I feel like while we're on the eighth house matters, let's talk about. Oh, before I move on, actually, all this can tie into because you'll have the nodes of fate also joining Pluto in Aquarius from July of 2026. And the nodes of destiny are going to be highlighting your eighth house, like I just talked about, and the second house too, because the nodes are always opposite one another, and the nodes are karmic destiny points. And they will be going from your ninth and third house axis and going into, because the nodes travel backwards through the birth chart, through your eighth and second house. And so this is going to be bringing huge shakeups and changes when it comes to how you do money. Huge changes and shakeups around your wealth, around money. When you're coming in, when you're going, there could be changes around your job situation. If you're working, you may go back into work. You may quit a job. You may start a new job. You may get fired, and you will start another job. You know what I mean? There's going to be huge changes around work, and around, not only around work, around the value that you have around money and your money stories too. So, what money stories are you telling yourself that are outdated, for example? Do you believe that money is evil, money is bad, money is hard, you have to work hard for the money doesn't grow on trees, all these rubbish that we are fed, right? During this transit, you are going to be asked to do the work on money and your money beliefs and your self-worth and your values and the things that you value too. When Saturn, when the nodes transit these the second and eighth house axis, there can be changes to wealth. So there could be money coming in and there will be money flowing directly out too. With the North Node going through this area of your chart, I feel as if that there's going to be a lot of work for you to be done around your wealth story. But because it's the North Node going through the eighth house, there's going to be a lot of emphasis on if you work with anything to do with clientele, for example, there could be a huge influx in clientele. There could be you could be sought after for your work, for example. There could be people reaching out to you who want to work and collaborate with you. The eighth house rules institutions, it rules other people's money. People want to invest in you, what you have to offer. Okay. The south node will be going to the second house, so you could be letting go of because the second house is not just money, it's the things that you hold value to. So letting go of those things, material objects which are no longer what you once thought was valuable. It could be like, you know what, I used to really value all this gold that was given to me. Now it means nothing to me. I just want to sell it off, accumulate the cash, and put that and use that cash into an investment, eighth house, because the eighth house was your investments too. Okay, and so with the North Node being in the eighth house as well, the North Node is going to be highlighting and emphasizing wherever the eighth house, wherever the North Node travels, it gives you an appetite for more of it. It's the dragon's head, it's Rahu, right? The North Node going through the eighth house is all about an increased appetite for intimacy, being intimate with others, intimate relationships, wanting to delve in deeper. This is not about surface level relationships, it's about taking relationship to the next level. This is about increasing sex drive, passion, sexual partners. If that's something that you want to do, if you're single, you may be craving more sex. If you're in a relationship, you might be having more sex with your partner, for example. Your partner may be wanting more sex from you. Your partner may be craving more intimacy. You may be attracting partners who are very sexual, who want to just be more intimate and have more deep connections with you. Also this year, Saturn will be taking up residency in the highest part of your chart, 10th house. And wherever Saturn sits, it will bring you added responsibility. And you have the Saturn transit going through the 10th house. It's going to be here for a while, for a minute, over a few years. We had a taster of this in 2025, but 2026 will sit here permanently. And Saturn will be sitting here in Aries, asking you to do the work. Saturn wants you to do the work. It's the taskmaster. It is in the house of your career, your public persona, how you perceive by others. And so maybe you will want to up level in your career. You may be given more responsibility at work. You may be working harder than you ever worked before. And because of that, this will be affecting your second and eighth house axis with the eclipses, with Pluto being here when money becomes more abundant because you're really grinding hard for that. There could be like there could be, and there may be challenges around work too. So Saturn will bring obstacles and blockages to you as well. So just know that even though there are going to be signs for a blessing and abundance with your second and eighth house axis, Saturn in the 10th house is asking you to do the work when it comes to receiving your blessings, because Saturn, even though it brings challenge, it brings lessons, it brings opportunity for you to repeat. Saturn likes you to repeat things and do things over and over again, because even though it's classed as a malefic, if you can master your Saturn transit by doing the hard work, doing what isn't easy and doing it repeatedly, systematically, and with structured organization without taking any shortcuts. Saturn does not like shortcuts. It likes you to do things right, exact, and proper. If you can do that, boring as it sounds, Saturn will give you the biggest blessing, bigger blessings than Jupiter and Venus can ever give you. So if you're prepared to do the work, and this is in the realms of career, in your career, and how you perceive others, you'll be blessed dividendly. Saturn in the 10th house, I've noticed, can also be one of the transits where, because this rules your public persona and your how you're seen by others, your status. So you could go from being single to being engaged to being married, or vice versa. You could go from married to being divorced, for example. You could become pregnant during this transit because this is a responsibility. Saturn brings responsibility, and it can change your status from being a single to being a mother, for example, or being a parent, shall I say. A responsibility, and another way how this could play out for you as well, is that you may have to look after one of your parents as well, because the 10th house and the 4th house axis is activated here, and this is all tied in with not only how you are seen, but also about your parents, your caregivers, and their caregivers too. So this rules things like your mother, your father, your grandparents, right? So there may be issues where you're going to have to take care of one of them. So it could be their health is affected, and you're going to have to you may have to look after them as well. So it's going to be an added responsibility to all the things that you already are doing. So that's when we're bringing lessons there for nurture, for care, and for caregiving in the realms of that. This is also asking you to, because this is squaring your ascendant, this is about asking you to look after your health as well during this transit, and being more organized when it comes to looking after your mental health and your physical health. There can be blockages around work as well, where you're gonna have to work a lot harder to get what you want. That doesn't mean you can't get what you want, though, right? Because Saturn does like to bless if you are happy to do the work to do. So there's going to be a square to your seventh house as well. So if you're single, you may meet somebody who is slightly older than you, or more mature than you, or more wiser than you, or it could be that there are going to be challenges within your relationship that you have to work towards together, so you can ultimately build a stronger bond. As mentioned before, you may become engaged in this transit, or you may become pregnant, or you may take your relationship to the next level, or you may go the other way and sever ties with something that's no longer working for you. Let's also talk about, while we're talking about big transits for 2026, Neptune will be finally moving back, staying for the long run alongside Saturn in your 10th house. Okay, Saturn in the 10th house will be calling upon you to dissolve boundaries when it comes to what you believe is possible for you in the realms of your purpose. So, this could be an energy where Neptune is asking you to look at why you are here. What is my purpose? Why, what was I put on this planet to do? Because the 10th house is all to do with your purpose, and your purpose can be regarding your career. Absolutely, it can absolutely be that. But ultimately, is why am I here? Does my career serve a purpose? And I feel like with the 10th house, with Neptune activation, and especially with Saturn being here as well, you're going to be asking yourself, well, is what I'm doing in the world fulfilling me? Is it nourishing me and my soul? Is this part of my soul purpose? Am I divinely guided here to do what I'm supposed to be doing? Do I feel that in my presence? Am I giving back to the collective? Right? Is what I'm doing of value? Am I leaving a legacy here? This is Neptune through the 10th house. there could be dissolving of, because wherever Neptune goes, it dissolves. This could be dissolving of a old career, right? A career that's not no longer serving you. Be like, you know what? This is no longer serving me anymore. This is not my higher purpose. I was not built to do a 9 to 5, for example. My purpose involves spirituality, because Neptune is about spirituality. It's about them. It's metaphysical. It's about spiritual beliefs. It's about inviting in the road less traveled, esoteric practice. You know, you may become a spiritual healer, you may become a therapist, you may become a healer of some sort during the transit, and seek those people within your world as well to be a part of your world too. You may learn from those people and bring that back into your community too. Okay. And when we talk about Neptune in the 10th house as well, this could be a dissolving of relationships, dissolving of where you live, because it's opposing the 4th house. So you may change residencies during this transit. And this is a long transit too, okay? And so you may decide that you are no longer wanting to live where you live, and you will move into a new home, think about moving to a new home, a new area, which is more aligned with your values, more aligned with your spirituality, because your soul is evolving. During Neptune in the 10th house, your soul is evolving. You may even change your health habits during the transit too. You may become more mindful about what you eat, become more spiritual what you eat. Be careful of over like the Neptune transit can also bring escapism as well. So the stresses of Saturn, there can be a tendency to escape through drink, drugs, and unhelpful behavior as well. A better way to channel that could be right through moderation, and also through creativity. So you could venture into more creative pursuits. You could like take up Pilates, yoga, painting, dancing, performing, singing, acting, that sort of stuff as well. And you could even be thrust into the spotlight because of it too. Okay, you do have, which I really love, Jupiter will be blessing your second house. This is amazing because Jupiter is going. First of all, not only have you had for the first half of the year Jupiter blessing your first house, the house of you, right? So this will be blessing your house of your work and your career, blessing your relationship. This is a great transit for pregnancy, but also it will be blessing the house of your work as well. So you've had Jupiter, and you will continue to have Jupiter in the first half of the year, continuing its first house exaltation in your sign, the first house, the house of you. You may have expanded your waistline during this transit. You may have gotten pregnant. You may have given birth to new ideas. You may have met your soulmate lover. You may have gotten engaged and married. And now Jupiter's moving into the second house of your values, expanding your money, honey. And I do love this because you will be having the nodes here alongside Jupiter in the house of money. All right. And so you could be accumulating wealth like nobody's business. Money will be flowing in. Yes, the South Node will be going through here as well. However, just know that there are going to be instances where money is going to become available to you through karmic soul aligned opportunity, through work, through gifts given to you. There could be family heirlooms given to you, which are worth quite a lot. There could be inheritance coming to you. There could be large, substantial amounts of money being given to you, because it's opposing your 8th house as well. And the nodes are involved as well during this second 8th house dance of the karmic destiny points. There could be expensive objects being given to you. You may up level your finances in such a way that during this transit you will make more money than you ever made before. Jupiter loves to be in a money house, expanding your money beliefs. You're going to be feeling more positive as well around money and around wealth. If you're not, Jupiter in the second house is asking to reevaluate your money stories. We talked about this already with the eclipses being here, with Pluto opposing your 8th house as well, asking you to transform your money beliefs and manifest all the things that you want, especially when you have Neptune in the 10th house as well. This is about manifesting the work that you want, the career that you want, the money and the life that you totally deserve. You do have Uranus, the planet of shock, going through the 12th house. Okay, the 12th house is all about spirituality, about retreating, about international travel. So you might go on a spiritual journey. You may decide to like go to Bali and find yourself. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you did that, right? Uranus in the 12th house is about delving into spirituality, delving into spiritual practice, incorporating spiritual practice into your everyday life, because Uranus in the 12th house is about working on your mental health and your mental wellness. With the 12th house, with Uranus in the 12th house, this can be one of the transits where Uranus is asking you to look after your mental health through mindful practice, through meditation, through breath work, through journaling, maybe seeking a therapist or a professional to help you with your thoughts, feelings, and desires.